As you know, in the last video, I already visit OhMyRoom and already meet Paul, and he bring me to show some house. I really like the house, but I'm still thinking about that house, and I've been finding a new house. But because I have to move in 1 month, I have a lot of worry. So today I'm gonna meet Paul again and then ask him what to prepare before I move and what to expect when I move. Okay, so let's go back to the OhMyRoom. So before we enter, because of the corona situation, we have to wear masks. Now we are ready. Let's go in. Let's see Paul.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Okay.
Maybe this.
Okay, like this. We're not allowed to have a shake hand, so we have to do with this.
And also, I will wear my mask first.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been thinking about the last house that I've been seeing.
Yeah.
And I'm also already see another house, but based on that, I really like the house. But I have a little bit worry
Okay.
because I have to move in a short time.
True. Yes.
So I want to ask about like what to prepare and what to expect before I move in and then
Okay.
after I move in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe before you move in, and when you write the contract, basically you need, if you're a foreigner, and then if you apply for the ARC, I think
Yes.
that's the term, right? That's the main thing you have to prepare.
Okay.
So like that basically proves that you live in Korea and then you're like working or studying. So ARC is the really important one. Yeah, that's the first thing you have to bring when you write the contract.
Okay.
And if you don't have, like for maybe because of some reasons, then make sure you bring your passport at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
So either alien card or passport,
That's
but
right.
alien card is better.
Yeah, that's the best one. Yes.
Okay. And then is it also a problem with my expiration date of the alien card? As you know, usually it's only like 1 year.
Okay. For that, I recommend like I think the more the better. I think yes, because basically it is saying that how long you're staying in Korea. Although you want to extend later, but still like it shows like how long you're gonna stay in Korea. Yeah, but it's not really. It in the law it doesn't say like it should be more than like 1 year like that. It doesn't say it. So as long as you have it, I think it's fine. Yes,
Okay.
but just to make sure when you extend the ARC card, then you better come to me or other agent office, then like update your personal information.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when I extend, I also have to tell
Yes.
you.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that's the better way.
Okay, that's the another worry. The other worry is when I move to her house, because now I live in dormitory. When I move to the house, what kind of fee or bill that I need to prepare to pay and how to pay them? Is it possible automatically or how is the usual procedure?
Well, there are different types of fees anyway. Like if you think about like internet or gas, electricity, whatever. So that depending on the house first. So like before you write the contract, you better figure out what you have to pay or you don't need to pay. Sometimes like the rent includes, let's say, like electricity or water.
Okay, that will be better.
Yeah, it better. But so as I said, depends. So sometimes or like they only provide a room, and everything else is up to you. So basically, which means you have to pay for your like water, electricity, internet, so on and so forth. So basically, you have to talk with the landlord before you write the contract and figure out what you need to pay. And I just want to make sure that if you write the contract or if you see other Koreans, they have a like personal stamp.
Okay.
Yes. So sometimes people think, hey, do I need to make one? Like with the red thing on the paper. Technically, legally, you don't need to have one.
Okay.
Although Koreans as well. It's just that the stamp looks, I think, stamp looks nice and it has been used like until now. That's why they use stamp. But all you need is your writing. So like you don't need to prepare the stamp. You just bring your pen and just write your name. That's legally acceptable. So you don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
Oh, and another thing, the contract will be in English or in Korean?
Um, okay, that depending on the like situation. Okay, let's say I'm renting out the house, and then just you and me. Then I can maybe write you an English contract. Is fine. It's just no problem. But sometimes the real estate agent may give you like standard Korean say rental contract, because the rental contract is needed for reporting government.
Okay, yeah, because I have to inform when I
Yeah.
scan my alien card.
No, not for you, but I mean for the landlord.
Oh, for the landlord
Yeah,
also.
yeah. Because it's a little bit complicated, but at the end of the line, which means the landlord have to import government that they doing the rental business. So that's why Korean contract saying like and your name on it, and so in that case you might have to write Korean contract.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. But if the person does not have like business, it's just a personal contract, then English contract, the one page is sufficient.
Okay.
So yeah, it depending on the situation. And the best case is maybe you have like the Korean standard one, and then make this copy of one English one. Then you can keep the English one and the Korean one at the same time, but they have different purpose.
Yes.
Yeah, but same meaning anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know like I have to submit the Korean one also when
Oh, if you
because
have to,
changing
yeah.
the address.
Ah, in that case, then yeah, maybe the Korean one may be better. Yes. Yeah.
Because I know like I have to report like at least 14 days
Mm,
after I move. So
okay.
that's why I'm asking what kind of document.
Mm. So we have this standard one anyway, so we have to write it, so that shouldn't be a problem. Yes. The only problem is you might think, hey, there are so many Korean writings on it. I don't understand what's going on. But just to make sure that all the writings are saying they're protecting you and protecting tenant usually. It's just saying the important part of the tenant protection law. So you can't request like explain all things, but you don't have my suggestion is you don't have to. It's only for you. If you read them one by one, yes. So you don't have to worry about it that
so
much.
it's all standard, right?
Yeah.
So in that case, it's gonna be similar in everywhere.
Yeah,
So,
it's basically same. It's just that's for the reporting, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Yes.
Okay. So maybe I'm curious because I'm gonna move soon. So is it possible to ask help to like moving service also from the landlord or from the real estate agent?
For that moving service, there are many like different companies in Korea.
Okay.
So you can ask me, or you can find on the internet. If you find better deal, then there are many options. Let's say for example, like if you look at the address, the house might like they need like some kind of like big car, like special car, or sometimes they have to move like carrying by hand. So it depends. Yeah.
So and the next, if like when I make the house contract, how long is the term?
Like if you rent a house in Korea, usually it's a 2 years contract.
2 years contract.
Yes.
Is it possible to maybe just 1 year?
Oh, that is possible. Yes,
okay.
it's also possible.
If I do that, there will be a change with the price, or
Yes. Actually, there is a law called household protection law, and then it says that like after a contract is finished, you cannot raise more than 5%. So it depends. Like if you have a short contract, there are highly chance that like the price might increase, but like the landlord would not increase like $100 to 100. They cannot. They cannot do it. So like let's say $100 is like per month, and then they can only increase up to 5% only.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's Oh, that's good actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if I like the house, then I can extend it. But if
Yeah.
the case like my visa cannot be extended, then I can also leave.
Yes. But on the other hand, if you have to move out like before the contract, then like it's like, I mean, the tenant is breaking the contract,
Yes.
breaching the contract, right? So usually what happens is the tenant have to find other like people, other tenant, like next tenant, or like you have to like inform like real estate agent that I have to find another tenant. So like the contract is like continues on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continues on, just change the name or just change the tenant.
It change, yeah, exactly. Yeah, change the tenant, yeah, because you have to move out, and then someone else has to bring in because the contract it says like, let's say 2 years contract. So it's but although I said that if you inform the landlord and then real estate agent beforehand, we can like solve the problem, and then like we can find a solution in the middle. So yeah.
So okay, so you will still help me, right? Because I cannot speak Korean,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
gonna be difficult to communicate with the
That's
landlord.
true. Yes. So basically, like although we wrote contract and maybe it's the end of the game, but still, like if you need help, and then it continues on anyway. So that's why you have to inform at least landlord or me. Then we can just figure out. Yes.
Okay. So the next worry is like I have to put the deposit, right?
Yes.
And it's not small amount, especially for me.
Mhm,
I'm a
mhm.
student. So when I move out, are you sure I can get all of them back? How can I be sure that I will get them all back?
Maybe 90%, 99%, you will get it back anyway, because landlords are like, used to like giving it back anyway, and they will prepare before the contract finished. But if you want to really make sure, if you are worried, you can like contact like government. There are different offices anyway, and then you can contact them, and you can get some kind of like insurance. So you can ask them, and as far as I know, I think there's a fee, just little fee to like just to make sure. So yes, that's one way you can get it back. Yes.
Oh, okay, that's nice to hear. And then like how long I can get the money back, because like when my visa expired, then I have to leave the country. So I'm not sure like how fast I can get the money back.
That's usually the landlord will give you back like on the day of the contract finished. But I mean also, actually, although we write the contract, it's like it depending on like your negotiation. So if you like tell them your visa finished like at least you inform earlier, then maybe landlord can prepare you beforehand, and then you can like get it back early. Yes.
Okay, so common how early I should tell them? 1 week, 2 weeks?
No. I would say maybe like 1 or 2 months before.
Okay, so 1 or 2 months before.
Because if you think about the deposit, like it's quite big money anyway. So that means also landlord have to think about like preparing the money anyway.
Okay.
Usually in Korea, when they get the deposit, they they sometimes do investing, or sometimes they use it for other purpose, and then they prepare before the contract. So let's say you are like, hey, I want it now. Then sometimes maybe possible, but also maybe difficult to like find the money. So I recommend you inform them earlier. Yes.
Okay.
Let's say the deposit is 5,000, then you pay 10% of the deposit on the day you write the contract.
Okay.
So like in Korea, usually these days they just send you using the mobile phone.
Oh really?
Yeah, they just like using the mobile phone, and there you go, and they check your bank account balance. Yeah, and then and I received it. Then they write the contract, or like sometimes they bring like note, or depends. Yes, so that's what happens on the day of the contract.
Okay.
And then when you actually move in, then you pay the rest usually.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm curious. So let's say I decide to make a contract today. So you will call the landlord, and then we make the contract, and then I
Yes.
do the bank transfer,
Yeah.
and then it's done.
Pretty much, yes.
Oh, okay, that's quite fast then. That's
Yeah.
good.
Actually, like rental itself, like I mean monthly rent, it's not very like difficult like process. Like if you actually transfer the ownership, then it's much like complicated. But you're just renting, then it's very simple. You come in, you send your money, write the contract, and boom, and that's it.
Done. Then I
Yeah.
can come back home.
Yeah, come back home, and then you figure out like you're moving all your stuff and then other things. Then when you actually move in, then you pay the rest of the deposit.
Okay. So when I make the contract
Mhm.
and the time when I really move in, like how long is usually? Is it okay if I make like 1 week, or is
Yeah.
it too short, or is it too long?
Also, it's all about like negotiation, I think.
Okay, so I can negotiate with the
Yeah,
owner.
because you have your own situation. Then also there sometimes landlord want to get it back early, so you just tell your situation that I have about 2 weeks move in, and then like let's say you say, oh, maybe 2 months, then it's too long, right?
Yeah, it's too long.
Then then you have to like kind of like find in the middle. So
Okay, and usually like I heard like I can reduce the monthly fee, but I have to increase the, how to say, the deposit. Usually how it's the negotiate. I mean, like if I want to reduce, let's say 50,000 won, how much money that I should put on the deposit. So let's say first like I have to put deposit $5,000, and then my monthly fee is $500, and then in that case like, oh, I can only pay like 450 per month. So how much I should put toward the deposit?
Not really. It just there's no really fixed calculation. I mean, basically, you pay more deposit, then the rent will go down a little bit. But also, that should be decided before the contract. Okay.
So again, I have to ask the landlord.
Yeah.
Does they willing to
Yeah.
reduce the monthly fee?
Just yeah. So I mean, it's depending on people. Sometimes they have to pay more deposit, then maybe increase the rent. So I'm sorry, decrease the rent. Sorry,
yeah.
my bad. So, what if you want that, then you can say beforehand.
That'd be nice though. I'm thinking like that because I'm like, oh, maybe monthly fee gonna be like, because deposit I will get it back, right?
Yes,
so
true,
it's like I'm
true.
putting the money there to keep it safe.
True. Yeah, some people think that way. So sometimes people prefer that, or otherwise, and some people think totally different way. Oh, I don't want to keep my money there, so they don't want to pay the like high deposit. So it depends. So it depending on what you want, and maybe you can ask. Then it depends. So then landlord will decide like what to do.
Okay. That's nice.
It's basically at the end of the line, this like rental is basically between person and person. So it's not like fixed. So if you want something, then at least you can ask. Then you can like find the right point.
Okay.
So you don't, although you are foreigners, then you don't have to worry that much.
Okay. Yeah. But I don't know the rule. Maybe it's gonna be rigid, but apparently like everything can be discussed, right? So,
True. Yeah.
yeah, that's gonna make life much easier. Yeah, okay, so I think that's all of my worry for today. I'm really thankful for your time.
No problem. Anytime. Yeah,
Okay, maybe then I will.
Okay, I will escort you.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no,
Okay.
it's very hot.
Okay. So.
Yeah, okay, so thank you very much for your help.
Okay.
Doing like this again.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I see you again.
I see you again.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, I'm very thankful for Paul's help, so I'm gonna bring ice cream for him. Hi, I'm back. Okay. Because this is summer and he's been very helpful.
Okay.
And I feel very relieved. So this is ice cream.